Good evening, Fernwood. My name is Neil, and this is my week by week, day by day, episode by episode, skippity doodah through the entire series of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. And in fact, you should be seeing the cover of Rolling Stone there from today's date in 1976, March 25th. That's the episode we're going to see today, and I thought we should do a little bit of recapping as we usually do. The big news was the very end of the episode yesterday, and that is the arrival of Marilyn Hagers, and that has been having Loretta in a stir for at least a few episodes. I guess we will see her pretty soon. Another bit from the last few episodes that I could recap is that Mary has engaged Mona McKenzie to give sex therapy to Tom and herself, but mostly Tom, and she doesn't actually know what any of that means. So there's some issues going on. Meanwhile, Kathy is going out with Dennis. Dennis kissed Mary because he is obsessed with her, and she didn't resist until after the kissing had gone on for at least a couple seconds. So she's feeling pretty horrible. We again are about to do the March 25th, 1976 episode. I cannot wait, so let us just begin.
Oh no, that can't be Muriel. No. Well, she's not even due for an hour yet. How would she come without Charlie here? It just can't be her. It better not be her. I just.
Hello, dear. I'm Muriel Hagers, Charlie's first wife.
Hi.
Hi.
Come on in.
Sure. My, what a pretty room. And aren't you just the prettiest little thing that ever was?
Well, thank you. Kindly. Why don't you sit down?
Thank you.
Do you mind if I ask you a question, Miss Hagers?
Not at all, Mrs. Haggard.
You know, it might get just a bit confusing with each other, calling the same names and everything. I'll tell you what, you're older, so why don't you be Mrs. Haggers and I'll just be Loretta?
Well, why don't you call me Muriel, and I'll call you Loretta. That'd be more friendly.
Oh, that's right, it would, Muriel. Well, what I wanted to ask you was, I'm real glad to see you. I mean, any friend of wife rather, of Charlie's is certainly welcome in this house. And I mean, I can tell you're a real nice lady.
Ah, nice of you to say that.
Oh, thank you. But anyway, I can tell you're a real nice lady, so, of course, wouldn't expect Charlie to marry a creep,
No.
So, I do want you to feel at home and everything, But, what I wanted to ask you was, how come you're here?
Well, a body can't be married to a man like Charlie for 5 months without wondering how the rest of his life turned out.
Oh, well, I can answer that for you real quick. It turned out great. See, Charlie is happier than a hungry hog with a bowl of slops, I mean, we have what a lot of people call the ideal marriage. We're just so plumb in love that it's kind of sickening to some folks.
Oh, what a lovely thing to hear. I'm so glad.
Did you want to go upstairs in the little girl's room and freshen up a little bit? Comb your hair maybe, because it seems to me that you got some hair stuck on your cheek over there.
No, I don't want to touch my hair. I can't.
Oh, you can't.
But what I mean is that I always wear my hair like this.
Oh. Well, it's pretty. It's real nice, unusual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe I've ever seen hair too, exactly like, no, take that back. It kind of reminds me of these Veronica Lake movies on TV a little bit. But it's real pretty, real nice.
Well, actually, I've been wearing my hair like this ever since, well, let's just say for a real long time.
Hair's really interesting, isn't it? Did you ever see Dolly Parton's hair?
I wonder if we could talk about something else.
Oh, sure. I didn't mean to, make you...
Oh, that's all right. Now, don't you go be embarrassed. I'm the one who should be embarrassed. I mean, barging in on you like this to look up a husband I haven't seen for 15 years. I do hope I'm not making any trouble. Between you and Charlie, I mean.
Oh, no. Listen here. Nobody could make any trouble between me and my baby boy.
Isn't that nice?
I mean,
Aren't you just the sweetest little thing?
well, see, the reason why is both of us is just so happy right now we could practically take off the solid ground, you know, and fly, which is just about to happen to us on account of what's just about to happen to us.
And what is that, my dear?
Well, I'm an entertainer, a country and western singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How interesting. So you're not only pretty, but you got talent.
Well, a lot of people think I'm going to be a superstar, and Charlie thinks so too, so I guess it is true. But see, the interesting thing is that I just had my first record released, you know. Charlie is just positive, it's just shooting right up to #1. And in about 2 or 3 weeks, I should be a superstar.
Well, isn't that wonderful? Now, I can't tell you what a warm feeling I get just knowing how happy Charlie is and how well you're doing. What a beautiful, beautiful marriage you have. Isn't this cute?
Can I tell you something?
Certainly, Loretta.
Well, you know, I gotta kind of admit, I was just a little bit itchy about you coming to see Charlie and everything. But you know, now that you're here, you are just the nicest person.
You are just the sweetest thing I ever did meet.
You know, it's just like I've just known you a couple of minutes, you know, and already you're like my favorite aunt. I mean, you're just precious.
Can I pull the hair, honey?
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. What can't be cured must be endured.
It's so true. So true.
Oh, but let's not talk about it. Life
Oh.
hasn't been good to me. But I can't tell you how wonderful it is to meet somebody like you, just so warm and wonderful. Just make me feel so good.
Listen, Mary, you haven't checked into a motel or anything, have you?
Well, no. Now, I was going to ask you and Charlie if you could find me someplace inexpensive, because every dollar counts.
No, we just will not hear of it now. You're just going to stay in this house with us.
You mean that? You want me to stay?
Of course, honey, we've got a spare bedroom upstairs. I mean, it's yours for as long as you want it.
I think I'm going to cry.
Oh, excuse me. Don't cry. I mean, Charlie's going to be back any minute. You see, he went to the market because I forgot. I'm so busy with my career and everything.
Yeah.
The steak part of the chicken fried steak dinner, which is what we're going to have tonight. But he's going to be back any minute, and you wouldn't want him to see your little eyes red.
No, maybe I better go and freshen up.
Yeah, why don't you do that? It's right up at the top of the stairs, first door on your left.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Loretta. Thank you. Thank you. You've got a heart of gold.
Thank you. Oh, listen, be careful when you open that door, hon. Because there's a few things stored up there. Just move anything you want. Just make yourself comfortable.
Honey, I got it.
Charlie, she's here.
Who?
Who? Your wife, Marilyn Hagers. She's here. She's upstairs.
Honey, I'm so sorry I wasn't here with you. I know how miserable and evil she can be.
Honey, Charlie, this is the first time I've ever seen a flaw in your character.
What are you talking about?
Well, I think she's real nice. Heaven, Charlie, just sweet heaven.
You mean you didn't see through her?
See through her, Charlie. She's one of the nicest women that ever was. I can't believe it. I mean, do you know what she said to me? She said, now we'd hardly known each other 2 minutes. She sensed it, Charlie. She said, you have got a heart of gold. Now I'm telling you, in 2 minutes' time, that's sensitive.
Honey, she's just trying to get to you. I warned you about that woman.
Charlie Hagers, I think that you might be feeling something for this woman. Otherwise, you wouldn't be acting the way you're acting. I think you're just trying to block it from your heart.
What?
Because when somebody starts talking in one direction like that, they're surely thinking and feeling something in another.
Hi, Mary. Can I come in?
I'm cooking.
Whatever you're doing, you're you.
Well, that sounds very poetic, but I don't know what it means.
It means.
I don't want to know what it means. Don't tell me.
All right. I've got a date with Kathy, but I'm early, and I'd rather wait here.
Could you put the lid back on there, please?
Yeah. I think it'll cook a little more evenly on its side.
Fine.
Mary, you make all the cares of the day disappear. Just by spending a little time with you, like snow, like snow melting in the spring sunshine.
You know, I really don't think you should talk to me that way. I mean, I don't think it's right. It makes me very uncomfortable.
All right, I'm sorry.
Did you really mean that about how it made you feel? I mean, like, you know, melting snow?
Of course.
That's not like slush, is it?
No, like melting snow.
Well, then I guess that's kind of nice, you know? I mean, it's flattering. It's just, you know, a person likes to hear nice things about themselves. Because, you know, when you live your life, you know, a lot happens. What are you doing?
I'm just touching. There's warmth and comfort in touching. And it seems to me that you could use a little of both right now.
Don't you think you're touching too much?
I don't think so.
You don't?
There's love in touching. And since we're friends, all of us, you and me and Kathy, I think that we should be able to express love between us.
You know, you're really confusing me.
What?
I don't think you should touch me.
All right.
Thank you.
My hands have touched. My heart is glad. My eyes embrace what my hands have had.
Hi. Hi, Dennis. My mother told me you're over here.
Oh, he was just reciting a poem that he wrote in 4th grade. Very poetic child.
Well, I've had enough poetry for the rest of my life. What I want is a man's man.
Thank you.
Exactly. Let's go.
Oh, Kathy,
What?
could you do me a favor? Could you call me about 8 o'clock?
What for?
Do you have to ask me what for? I mean, I can't ask my sister a simple favor? You can't just do it?
Well, I don't know why you have to get so edgy, but sure, I'll call you.
And don't forget, this is very important. I mean, a lot depends on this. A lot depends on it. It's very important. I don't know what has happened to my life lately, but lately, a lot depends on everything. I mean, it's very nerve-wracking. I mean, every play is 3rd down. How come I said that? I don't know anything about football. Huh? I don't know what it is. I just can't believe this is in my living room.
Hi.
Hi.
Boy, I'd be.
You know, ever since that foreman found out that I'm running for union election, he's been really piling up the work on me, boy.
Tom, could you go upstairs and change your clothes? Mom is coming over.
What for?
Because I invited her. Well, I have a right to invite somebody, don't I?
Well, sure you do. Only I don't understand why you have friends who are sex therapists, unless, of course, you think I got a problem with my sex life.
Well, why should I think you have a problem with your sex life? I mean, you made love to me once in the last 90 days. No, I don't think that. I don't think you have any kind of problem with your sex life.
Oh, good. The only reason I thought that is because you invite that sex therapist over all the time, see?
Well, it's just a coincidence.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have one thing to say to that woman, that's all. Not one thing.
Tom, don't not listen before you know what's going on. You will never learn anything that way.
Never learned anything about what? What are you talking about, Mary?
What I am talking about is that you will never learn unless you are open to things. And the only way to be open to things is to open up all the windows and doors in your mind. You happen to have a tendency to keep all the windows shut. And I'm beginning to feel like I am living in a cage.
What the hell are you talking about? Cages? What are we doing talking about cages and windows? Look, all I'm saying is that you keep inviting somebody over here. All she does is talk about what you do in bed.
Tom, it is very important to keep the windows and the doors in the bedroom open also.
Well, honey, every night when I go to sleep, I keep the windows open. Now, why should I have to keep the door open, too? What's the matter?
What?
What's the matter?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Mary.
I'm sorry. I just, is it cold in here?
Honey, no, it's not cold in here. You want me to turn up the heat, huh?
No, I can't stop shaking. It's just... Tom,
Hey, look, maybe you just got a little chill, okay?
what's happening to me? No, it's cold here. It must be cold for me. I can't stop shaking. It feels so cold in here. It feels so cold in here. Can someone here open the door?
Mary, come on. Honey. Hey, Mary. Mary, take it easy. Sweetheart, take it easy. Let me get you warm. Let me get you warm, okay? Here. Let me keep you warm. Let me be nice and warm. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Oh, honey. Everything's gonna be okay. Oh. Take it easy. There. Everything's gonna be all right now.
Well, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna go, fix dinner, get it all taken and everything. I bet y'all like to visit just a little bitty. Am I right? So probably have a lot of catching up to do. So I'll see you guys in just a second.
Well, let's face it, Muriel. You've been acting awful sweet and nice, but you didn't come here meaning me no good.
You bet your ever-loving A I didn't.
Damn it, Pookie. Now, damn it, Pookie.
Pookie. You dare to call me Pookie?
It slipped out.
Pookie. Never meant that from the first time you used it.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe I only said Pookie to you because you like to hear it.
No, I don't. I hated it. Just like I hated calling you Clark.
Clark. Damn, for about 2 minutes there, I did remind you of Clark Gable, didn't I?
Charlie Hagers. The only Clark you ever reminded me of was the Clark bar I sat on in a movie that melted and stuck to the seat of my pants. I hate that Clark bar. And I do believe I hate you too, Charlie.
Well, I ain't terrible fond of you, Muriel. Lord forgive me.
He'll never forgive you. Not for what you did to me.
Muriel, I didn't do nothing to you. I was an accident. That was an absolute positive 100% accident.
Ha!
A man throws a pan of hot grease in my face and calls it an accident?
It wasn't hot. It wasn't hot grease. It was bacon fat. And as he is my witness, it was an accident.
Oh, Charlie, you knew way down deep in your heart that I was standing right behind you in that diner, which my daddy gave us the money to buy.
Muriel, I have told you before, and I will tell you again, I thought you were in the kitchen cleaning up like you always did at closing time. Now, I was moving the hot grease off the burner, and I'm suddenly looking down the barrel of a .38 caliber revolver, and the stick-up man says, hands up. Well, Lord, what do you expect me to do? When I'm looking down the barrel of a .38 caliber revolver, I threw up my hands, and the grease went who the hell knows where.
I knows where.
Now, that was an accident, Muriel. I did not know you were standing behind me.
You had to know I was somewhere in that diner, and if you didn't know for sure that I was right in the line of that hot grease, then it was unconscious. If conscious or unconscious, it was on purpose.
No. No, it wasn't. No way. No way. I'm not the kind of man that would throw hot grease on a damn insect, let alone my own wife at the time. Muriel, if I thought you were standing behind me, I'd have sooner thrown that grease down my own pant leg.
Then why didn't you do it? At least why didn't you turn around before you flung the grease?
Well, I was looking down the barrel of a .38 caliber revolver.
You hated me, Charlie Hagers, and you know it.
We hated each other, Muriel. We worked at it, remember? The time my mama sent me that hairpiece. Didn't you set that on fire, didn't you?
Didn't you cut the arms off my 3 favorite dresses?
That was after you burned my hairpiece. And Muriel, that was when it was on my head. That was a valuable hairpiece too, and it cost a fortune.
My dresses were valuable and they cost a fortune.
Damn, we was mean to each other. But Muriel, I did not know you were standing behind me. You gotta believe that. You gotta take my word for that.
You want me to take the word of a man who cuts off the arms of my dresses, my 3 favorite dresses, to the pits? Charlie Hagers, I got but one dream in life.
What?
To ruin your dream in life. You love that little Loretta, don't you?
You know I do.
And your whole life is that relationship with her, ain't it?
What's it to you?
Well, say goodbye to it, Charlie boy. 'Cause I'm here to bust up your dream.
Muriel, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I've got chills. I'm not sure what's going on with Mary. She really seems to be succumbing to some of the pressures that she has been under. And I think many of those pressures are coming from herself. Although some of them from Dennis as well. Some from Tom. I feel like Tom, though, actually cares for Mary. Even if he's not always great to her. Even if he doesn't necessarily let his walls down around her. I don't think he knows he has walls, and I don't think Mary has been able to make clear that those walls are there. Mary has her own walls. I think Dennis is selfish, and I'm not down with that. And then Loretta, Muriel, and Charlie, that's going to be something to see, I'm thinking. I think I was interested in how Muriel works, and it's definitely devious and underhanded, playing one side against the other. That backstory between Muriel and Charlie is something, though. And, it explains how she feels about her hair, that she's had a bunch of bacon fat, poured on top of her. Accidentally. I trust Charlie when it comes to that. So that was the March 25th 1976 episode of Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman, thank you again for joining me, and we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.